Some new details on our breaking news. 3 of the Texas state lawmakers who traveled to D.C. this week have tested positive for COVID. NBC's Vaughn Hilliard is joining us from Austin, Texas. But Vaughn, what are you hearing there about this?
Yeah, Alex, there were 56 Texas House members that traveled to Washington, D.C., and 9 Texas Senate Democratic members, so 65 in total. And what we have now here in just the last few minutes is that 3 of those members, 3 of those Texas Dem House members that traveled to Washington, D.C. this week have tested positive for COVID here. But you and Dr. Redliner were just talking about what does this mean for individuals who are fully vaccinated and are not showing symptoms. And CDC guidelines currently say that you're able to go about your daily life. And that is where now these other members, we expect them to continue on as planned. They were already planning to stick around in Washington, D.C., but at least 3 members have now tested positive. What does this mean for the future? Well, they were going to stay in Washington, D.C. as it was already planned. Of course, they were trying to run out the clock of this special session here at the Texas State Capitol, trying to hold up those voting restriction measures in the House and the Senate here from being passed into law and signed by the governor. Well, the question is, where do they go from here? And I want to let you hear from James Tellerico, one of those Dem House members. I should note I spoke with him before those COVID tests came out, but this was his message about what their goal is here in these days ahead. Take a listen.
All we're asking them to do is make one exception to one Senate rule to save American democracy. It's not that hard. It's a pretty light lift when you consider what's at stake. Our national Democratic peers hold majorities in the House, in the Senate, and they hold the White House. There are no excuses not to pass a voting rights bill to ensure that millions of Americans in Texas and in Georgia are able to access their sacred constitutional rights at the ballot box.
Alex, you hear Representative Tellerico say their goal is to force the hand of Congress with Democratic majorities in the House and the Senate to take up the For the People Act and the John Lewis Voting Rights Act to essentially upend the filibuster and make the state laws like this either have to go through pre-clearance or essentially make federal statute that there has to be a certain number of days of early voting as well as mail-in voting. And that is what you heard Representative Tellerico say their goal is. But now the question is, how do these positive COVID tests impact their agenda, impact their mission? One member that they had yet to meet with was Democratic Senator Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona. They met with Manchin last week, but Tellerico is telling me that his caucus hoped that they would have a meeting this week with Senator Sinema. And the question is, to what extent do these positive COVID tests ultimately, I guess, get in the way of their mission up on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C.?
It just may. Okay, well, I'm going to further this conversation as I thank you, my friend, Vaughn Hilliard.